Thank you so much, Zozo. Let's get back in the kitchen. Oats, it's one of my staples, a traditional breakfast option. But if you struggle with lactose intolerance, then our no-lac brownie baked oats is an indulgent favorite that even your lactose intolerant loved one can enjoy. I think the whole family will absolutely love these. No. This is your vibe. This is your speed, girl. This is your vibe.
Element.
Okay, I don't know who we were talking to earlier, but this is going to be so right now back in the kitchen.
Exactly.
There are a couple of things in here that are piquing my interest. I generally start my day with oats and a nut butter and maybe a little bit of a protein mixed in there if I'm going to do it. This is taking it to a whole different level. This is snack time. I love this.
It's literally elevating oats. It's making oats that went to private school.
Exactly.
Right?
Privileged oats.
Privileged oats, right?
Shame. And oats might have been previously disadvantaged, but
with this recipe,
trying to find a different way. Now, I've love the fact that you've got a food here that does punch way above its weight class. It is almost in that superfood space, you know, with the beta-glucans, and there's so many kind of health benefits to it. So we should be increasing our intake. But it can be tricky when you suffer from a lactose intolerance.
Yes.
Just in general, suffering from lactose intolerance can be, it's major. And I know we make a joke of it often, but it can have a massive influence on your life.
Yeah, it does. And I think it's great when big brands like Clover actually respond to people's gastrointestinal needs. Because you're right, people make fun of people with gastrointestinal issues. I've got IBS, and people are like, oh, you know,
I have spastic colon.
Yeah, people think you're just trying to be bougie, and it's like, no, it's a real thing. You know, it's not
the modern human condition.
It really is.
I'm just trying to think how that kind of customer service call would have been. No, sir, we are looking after your gastrointestinal needs. We've got this particular product for you. But they do, and it's a market leader as a result, and it also tastes awesome, which is it really does help in our space because we're constantly creating these amazing recipes with it. So speaking of which, our nut butter, in this case, we're using a peanut butter. But I would imagine you've got about 9 other butters that you could throw in there.
I know. I know. So peanut butter is quite accessible, so that's the nice thing about it.
And you can get some salt-free, sugar-free versions. They've dressed it down. Thank you. They've answered the markets.
Yeah. But of course, you could also use cashew butter, or you could use almond and cinnamon butter, which, if you're feeling very extravagant,
I like that.
Okay, we're adding some maple.
Well, that's like oats that went to Eton in the UK. That's on a different level.
It's on a whole other level.
That's trust fund
There's
oats
levels
there,
to this oats. Okay. Okay, so we've added some maple syrup. We smashed our bananas. Then we're going to add our dry ingredients. Of course, we've got some oats here.
I like the fact that the sweetness is coming from the maple syrup, which has quite an earthy taste. It's not overly sweet, not like a golden syrup or a brown sugar that is overly caramelized. It's got, like I say, quite an earthy flavor to it, and it does feel more natural somehow.
It does. It actually really does. But I think the most important thing that we try to do on the show is obviously to use ingredients that are more accessible. And easier for people to purchase. So of course, if you can afford the normal sort of regular syrup, then you do that.
But maple syrup, do it. Yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to add some cocoa powder, some baking powder, and fold in those chocolate chips. Ooh. Because what's a brownie without chocolate chips?
Chocolate chips. So the baking powder, because what does that do in this instance?
Well, baking powder is a raising agent, so it basically helps to just to create more air.
Okay, even in this, without even like a fuller dough. Okay, now the hero enters the fray.
Yes, enters the no-lac milk, and then of course we add that in.
And it's nice enough to literally drink by the glass, which is not the same for many of the products in this class. In fact, it might stand in a class of its own. If you experience cramps, bloating, maybe even nausea after consuming dairy, and I know a lot of people do, it may be that you are in fact lactose intolerant, but with Clover no-lac lactose-free range of milk and dairy snack, you can enjoy dairy again. It's versatile and it's delicious.
Yeah.
It really does work, and I mean, especially with kids, if you're kind of worried about this space, this is such a safe way to still enjoy the treats, the good things in life.
Yeah, because most people do struggle to break down
I mean, I've heard that we all kind of lose our ability over time as well. So this is something that I love that you can make en masse. You can make a big batch They can go into lunch boxes. They can go into
Yes.
your work lunch box.
Yes, that's the
Absolutely
wonderful
love it.
thing. You can store it and make it a couple of nights before, and then you just bake it off in the morning, and you've got yourself a snack, and that snack that you can actually just grab and go as well.
And do it, and it's going to fortify you. How long in the oven?
About 20 minutes in the oven, and you want to then slice it up, and you can enjoy it with the no-lac dairy snack.
100%.
Or if you want to be extra, you could use vanilla chocolate, turn it into a dessert.
Oh, I love it, with the almond cinnamon butter as well. If you love this recipe, go and check it out on expressoshow.com.
Yes,
The better.
that's very nice. It does.
Made with love by Clover.